Always fun to chat with Kathy Buckworth when she's in town. Today, got the title of President's Choice Financial Chief Family Advisor, and we're sitting here talking about our spending habits.
Yes.
Are we savers? Do we spend? Do we shop? Really interesting survey that was actually done to really break down how we as Canadians are thinking about our money.
Absolutely, and we're calling it sort of the new normal. The great news is Canadians are still a nation of savers. We do look to saving for the most part, but we're still spending too. So 9 out of 10 of us have savings of some sort, but 72% of us looking at some sort of debt as well, whether that's small consumer debt or all the way up to a mortgage. So we're managing, but since the economic downturn of 2008, our habits have shifted and we are spending and saving a bit less. So what this survey did was really point out, and I'll just do them really quickly, but there's 4 different categories of what we discovered of how people are spending and saving. So we call them practical savers, or the biggest part. Pardon me, practical spenders were our biggest part. It's about 30% of them. They spend basically everything that's coming in. They splurge, self-admitted splurgers, not really saving towards the future. I'll either live for today, I'll figure it out later. A little bit scary. We need to sort of, look at folks like that. The next biggest category was what we call the practical savers. So while they are still spending everything that's coming in, they have to. They're not buying a new car, they're fixing the old one. They need to get food for their kids, clothes, etc. It's tough, right? So this is a tough category.
That's
they want
the tough
to save.
category. They would like to, but really,
right.
I mean, at the end of the day, every paycheck has been allotted to some necessity that is needed for the household.
And where they can save, they are, but it's more like saving just in case the car needs fixing, right? We need to save that sort of smaller amount of money. The next one is what we call aspirational savers. This is our youngest group, actually. It's between 18 and 24. They sort of grew up, I guess, knowing that, they had to watch their finances. They've had that message, which is great news. So they're saving money towards things like a home, towards things like, I want to get a new car someday. I want to move out of my parents' house. So this is a category that we're really encouraged to see, actually, that hopefully some financial literacy is getting through.
I'm wondering if there's just some habits with that one that more parents, are welcoming back their college graduates and so forth, and are saying you're going to save some money while you're at home, and so they're landing in that category, which you hope kind of seeing more
carries on. That's right in the future. And the last category, very small, is what we call the aspirational savers. These are folks who actually have a pretty good income, but they do save money, but it's saving for things like, I want an expensive vacation, I want a sailboat, so they do save towards what sort of big rewards. So what this helps us do is really see where Canadians sort of could use some help. Things like no-fee banking products, looking for smaller rewards, cashing in your PC points instead of buying that new top, trying to get something back for yourself, because we recognize that, it's hard day to day to try to be happy and, manage your finances. We also encourage couples to really know what's going on each side of the financial statement. Often it's one person who knows what's going on and the other one doesn't. So while I'm talking about these different categories of spenders and savers, somebody might be saying, I don't really know where I fit, and I'm not sure what our savings are like,
Or one or two people think differently about which category they are in, or which category they would like to be in, because there's often a difference between your needs and your wants right there.
That's right. And a concern for us too is some of the groups we talked about that are really spending everything that's coming in when they could be saving a bit more, is they're not young either. These are people we find between the ages of 45 and 54 really should be looking to how they can really manage their finances going into the future. So it was really just a financial snapshot. The research findings are on pcfinancial.ca. And there's information there in terms of, what can we do in the future to really help Canadians save money and take advantage of every penny that comes in.
Well, and I think you're thinking about that because often I see them as I'm heading out with my groceries,
Yes.
And so you're kind of in that, you're looking at these bills which seem to constantly be increasing in terms of
yes. And guess what's coming?
What?
Guess what's coming? Christmas, right? So it's a really good time to be talking about this, because if not now, this is a great time to figure out what your financial snapshot is really like before you go into Christmas spending. Everybody should have a budget. You should be thinking about really how much you're going to spend.
You're thinking of those in a certain category.
Yes, maybe
the practical savers.
Yes, exactly.
The aspirational ones are not thinking, all right, let's budget.
That's right. But it is sort of time to say, it's a good time to sort of sit down and look at how you're spending your money, because a lot of the time we're just too busy. We're just trying to, the survey showed that 51%, just over half of people are saying it's really hard just to get by day. So, what can we really do to sort of look at where we're spending our money, look at where we can cut expenses and not maybe spend as much right today. Think towards the future.
And day by day sometimes too. pcfinancial.ca is the website. Of course, they did the survey, but there's lots of kind of benefits and plans that you were just mentioning. So if you're looking for more information, pcfinancial.ca. Always a pleasure to have Kathy on the show.
Thanks, Leanne.